At first, Shisui seems like a cheerful and friendly palace maid. She is talkative, upbeat, and surprisingly approachable for someone working inside the strict palace walls. It's easy to like her. She doesn't act cold or distant like many others in the inner court, but then, out of nowhere, she kidnaps Maomao. Why would someone so friendly and kind do something so extreme? What's the exact reason? To make things even more confusing, Shisui turns out to be closely connected to Suirei, a mysterious figure with a dark and tragic past. So, who is Suirei and what is the real connection to Shisui? In this video, I'll explain everything from Shishui's true identity and her hidden motives to her relationship with Suirei and the real reason she kidnapped Maomao. Once you watch the video, you will understand everything. So let's begin. The story begins in the country of Li, which is divided into three main provinces: the Northern Province, the Western Province, and the Central Province, where the royal capital is located. Among the most powerful and historic families in Li is the Shi Clan, one of the three founding clans of the country. The Shi Clan originally settled in the Northern Province, which later came to be known as Shikoku Province, named after the clan itself. Despite its prestigious history, the Shi Clan has a dark and controversial past. During the reign of the former emperor, they continued to illegally export slaves out of the country, defying national law. To curb the influence of the Shi Clan, the Empress Regnant decided to keep a closer eye on them. She forced Shenmei, the daughter of the Shi Clan said, to enter the imperial palace as a high-ranking consort of the emperor. This move was intended to place her under the royal family's control. Meanwhile, Shishou, a talented politician from a branch family of the Shi Clan, was adopted into the main family line and engaged to Shenmei. Shishou allied himself with the Empress Regnant, using his influence and intelligence to help her politically. His loyalty was rewarded. He rose to the position of Prime Minister and became head of the Shi Clan. During this time, a young servant girl named Taihou, who served Shenmei, was impregnated by the former emperor. Since Taihou was not an official consort and still a child, the pregnancy was hidden. To cover up the scandal, blame was placed on Taihou and a court physician, who was none other than Maomao's granduncle and adoptive father, Luomen. As punishment for a crime he didn't commit, Luomen was castrated and banished from the palace, which explains why he's a eunuch despite being from a noble family. Later, Taihou gave birth to a daughter, Suirei, the emperor's illegitimate child, making her a hidden princess and heir to the throne. Despite the scandal, Shishou eventually married Taihou on the former emperor's command, and they raised Suirei as their daughter. After a long absence, Shenmei returned and officially married Shishou. She gave birth to their daughter, Loulan. However, Shenmei's personality had changed drastically. She was cruel, manipulative, and vengeful, fueled by feelings of betrayal and rage for being used by the royal family, for being left behind her lover, and for having her authority diminished. Shenmei developed a deep resentment toward the royal family and even her own clan. Shenmei's cruelty was especially focused on Suirei, her stepdaughter. She stripped Suirei of her original name Shisui and gave it to Loulan. She physically abused Suirei and killed her mother Taihou. She tortured Shishou, her husband, and involved herself in immoral and debauched activities. She chased out clan members who defied her, setting the stage for a full-blown rebellion. Loulan grew up in a deeply dysfunctional household. Though she was Shenmei's daughter, she was close to her half-sister Suirei and taught by her in herbal medicine. However, Loulan was forced to pretend ignorance to the abuse and tyranny going on around her. Through Shenmei's influence, Shishou forced the previous pure consort, Aduo, out of her position and installed Loulan as the new pure consort. This was a political maneuver to strengthen the Shi clan's influence at court, but Loulan herself had no interest in power or politics. Though she was now a high-ranking consort, Loulan detested the restrictions of palace life. She began to lead a double life. As consort Loulan, she wore heavy makeup, elaborate clothing, and rarely showed her face. In disguise, she disguised herself as a palace maid named Shisui, using the same name stolen from her sister. This allowed her to move around freely, gather information, and conduct secret activities without suspicion. Her attendants often impersonated her as Loulan to maintain the illusion. Shenmei, obsessed with revenge, began preparing for an armed rebellion against the royal family. She had Shi Clan children given a dangerous experimental drug known as the Ressurection Drug to help them survive during the planned purge of the clan. Loulan and her father Shishou realized that Shenmei's rebellion would destroy the entire clan, including innocent children. They made the painful choice to destroy the clan from within to stop Shenmei and save those who could be saved. Loulan and Suirei devised a risky plan. They would kidnap Maomao, the only person with the knowledge to treat the drugged children, He disguised the operation to look like an attack, with Suirei dressed as a eunuch holding a knife to trick Maomao thinking her life was in danger. Their plan had three goals: ensure the survival of the children, trigger an investigation by court officials like Jinshi, expose Shenmei's rebellion, forcing the royal court to act. Though it appeared as an act of treachery, their true motive was to end Shenmei's tyranny and protect the innocent. Mama was taken to the Shi Clan hideout, where she treated the children. As expected, Jinshi and others investigated Maomao's disappearance, leading to the discovery of the rebellion plot. Shenmei's schemes were exposed, the rebellion was stopped, the children were saved and placed under the care of former consort Loulan had secretly exchanged information with Jinshi to ensure the plan's success. Though it was later believed that Loulan died, but she actually escaped and living in hiding. Her mission was complete, but she sacrificed her identity, reputation, and safety to see it through. At first glance, Loulan seems manipulative, a powerful figure involved in kidnapping, lies, and political schemes. But her full story reveals a tragic heroine, someone who endured a cruel mother and a broken home, loved her sister, and wanted to protect the next generation. She was clever, brave, and heartbroken. Her story is one of sacrifice, resistance, and hope for a better future.